Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am picking up the camera for the first time in like a week because it's just been a crazy week. Like last week was a lot was happening. So I'm gonna give you some updates on everything that happened last week while I punch needle in a little bit because I feel like that's a good time to chat. I can work and also talk. And before we do that, I'm gonna pack up some orders that have to ship today. So let's just get right into this and start packing some orders.
It's just one of those days, feels like you're drifting away. It's just one of those days, feels like you're falling with the rain. It's just one of those days when it feels like everything is crashing all around you, when there's nowhere left to hide, but you still can't see the light. I'll part the clouds for you.
So this is what I have going out today. I just packed up the boxes, and then these are all punch needles and keychains in here, and I packed those up like 2 days ago. So gonna ship that out later. I also need to pack up this frame. The elastic's just being kind of weird, so Sean wants to take a look at it during lunch, but that'll be good to ship out later as well. Okay, update time. So, like I said, I'm gonna punch needle as I talk. I guess we left off with the workshop recap, and so since then, I went live on Instagram on like Tuesday, Monday of last week, and I was just punch needling, and that's like what I was showing on the live. Not Instagram, I went live on TikTok, which, by the way, if you want to see any of my live streams, I guess it would be called live streams, follow my TikTok because I do that all over there. And I've been going live kind of consistently. But anyway, so I'm showing my punch needle. People seemed interested. A lot of people were coming into the live. And I started talking more about the other stuff I sell. And so I showed a keychain, and a bunch of people started coming in, and I was showing all my keychains and going through the breeds. And we had like 2,000 people in the live at one point, and everyone was commenting the different breeds they wanted to see, and I was showing them all. And I intended to be live for like an hour or two when I initially went live. Well, I'm packing orders, I'm showing the breeds, it was a whole thing. It felt like I was live for 3 hours, but I was live for a little over 7 hours. I did not eat anything, so that wasn't great. I know I had almonds, and then I like went to the bathroom and stuff, but I was live for so long, and we sold over 100 keychains on that live, and I packed all of them up on that live as well. And so I get off live, Sean and I are like, oh my gosh, because Sean was working from home. That's how I was able to like go live for that long, because he was watching the animals. And we're like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. But I was like so hungry, and we didn't know what we were gonna do for dinner still. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the grocery store. I'll get a couple of things that we need, because we also hadn't gone grocery shopping. And then I'll go get takeout from this restaurant. So I call on the takeout. I get the stuff from the grocery store. I pick up the takeout. I'm on my way home thinking about how I'm just gonna lay on the couch, eat some chicken tenders, like just relax, because I was so hungry and just very tired. And I get home, and Sean's like, well, Donut's acting a little weird. I took a video. I don't know if it's anything to really be concerned about. I was like, oh boy. He shows me the video, and immediately I'm like, yeah, we should probably take her to the ER. I'll insert some of the videos here. But basically, she was like pedaling her back leg. It's the same leg that she's broken a bone in and still sits funny on. Although I think she just sits funny on it because that's like a new habit, and that's just how she's gonna sit forever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she like broke her foot or like something, her leg. And we're like thinking the worst, that it's gonna need to be amputated or something. Like, oh my gosh, now she's really injured it. So we're watching her, she's meowing like in pain as she's pedaling her leg. And we go take her to the ER vet. So we're in the ER vet, and we get seen. Donut's acting fine. The vet's like feeling her leg and stuff, and she's not acting like she's in pain or anything. And the vet's like, maybe she just tweaked like an already injured part of her leg, which wasn't super helpful. But I mean, also like Donut wasn't showing any symptoms or signs of anything, so what was the vet supposed to assume? So then we decide we're gonna get gabapentin, even though I kind of was like, gabapentin doesn't really work on her. The vet was like, well, we can do like a higher dose. So she goes to get the gabapentin. We wait 45 minutes for the gabapentin, and in those 45 minutes, we're sitting in the vet's office, and Sean and I are watching the videos of Donut, we're researching, and we come to our own conclusion that she was acting like she was in heat, which Sean said that was one of his initial thoughts, but he didn't mention it to me because he didn't think it was possible. And Sean's dad, when we were waiting, had texted saying like it looks like she's in heat, and that's when we started researching more, and we're like, yeah, that really looks like what she's doing. She was purring, she was like rolling around as well, and so we kind of like figured that out, but we were confused because she's been spayed, and spayed animals don't act like they're in heat. So the vet, I think it was like a vet tech that came in with some medicine, and I was like, you know, maybe this is crazy, but I told her what I just told you, and I showed her the video, and she's like, yeah, like it could be. Cats are kind of weird and like can have behavioral things, like sometimes the male cats will shake and vibrate their tail like as if they're spraying something, but they can't spray because they've been neutered. So she's like, it's probably like a behavioral thing. I'm like, okay, well that's good that, you know, she's not in pain. And so then the next day I called my primary vet, and basically it's most likely not behavioral, and she probably has some ovarian tissue left over from the spay that either was never taken out or fell back into her abdominal cavity. So, sorry, this is like the whole rundown on her health. Yeah, so they told us that. They're like, let's do an ultrasound. It's $650. Like, oh boy. And they're like, the surgery, I was asking, I was like, can she live with this, you know, like, does she have to get it removed? And they were like, yeah, it can turn into a tumor. So they really recommend an ultrasound. And they said that the surgery was roughly $1,400 to $1,800 if she does need surgery. I reached out to the shelter to see if like they've dealt with anything like this, and they said that if she has tissue left over, then they will pay for her to be spayed again. Well, the surgery is not a spay. It's like 3 times the cost of a spay. So we're still in contact with the shelter. I think they're gonna try to help us out as much as they can, but also, like, I don't expect them to, it's a weird situation because yeah, we paid for her to be spayed, so if it was done incorrectly, I guess technically they should pay, but also we signed a contract saying we were responsible for any veterinary bills from there on out. So, you know, if they can help, that is amazing, but they're also a shelter, so I'm not gonna like push and prod for money that could also be used to save other animals. So whatever they can do will be amazing. But the vet called me back like 2 days ago and told me there was a third option. Oh, I forgot to mention. They said we could do the ultrasound, or we could just go right into surgery and just explore. If there's no tissue, okay. If there's tissue, we take it out. And I don't really want to put her through surgery if it's not necessary, obviously. So I definitely prefer to do an ultrasound first. But yeah, the vet called me and said there was another option, which is to do a blood test instead of the ultrasound. It's like half the cost of an ultrasound and like just as accurate. So we went in this morning. The blood test was super quick, and we're gonna get the results hopefully by the end of the week. The vet is pretty confident that she's gonna need surgery because this is usually what happens. He said that he used to work in a shelter, and a lot of the times the spays were done incorrectly, and the cat goes into heat like 6 months later, and it's because there's like tissue left over. So that's unexpected health issue going on with Donut. She's not unhealthy, you know what I mean? Like, she's still healthy and in good health, but she just has this. So that happened right after getting off live, and I was just like even more exhausted. But then I went live like for the next 2 days, and I sold a lot of keychains. I think total I've sold over like 250 keychains. So that's been like so great, so crazy, like just so awesome. So I want to keep going live on there and showing my keychains, and people have been writing down a whole long list of different breeds that they want me to make. So I already have a lot of breeds. I have over 50 breeds of dogs, but let me show you the new ones because it's very exciting. So the new ones that are coming in very soon, like probably within a week, include the Bernedoodle, the Newfoundland, the Samoyed. That's all that's coming in like very soon. And then I also placed an order that should arrive by the end of February, fingers crossed. And let me show you what's in that order. So we have Silver Lab, And these are based on requests from the live streams that I've been doing. So Silver Lab, Belgian Malinois, German Shorthair Pointer, Merle Pomeranian. So I already have a normal Pomeranian. This is just a different color variation. It's kind of hard to see. And then I redid my Golden Retriever design, and I also made it in copper. So I have a copper Golden Retriever, and then the original Golden Retriever that I just redid the design of. Black German Shepherd, long-haired Dachshund, Cavapoo. This one was very requested. Cavapoo, Bloodhound. It's a little washed out on this camera. Cockapoo, Bull Terrier. This one's pretty washed out. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. We got two more. Cane Corso. And last but not least, brown Dachshund. So I have a black and brown Dachshund right now, but that's just the brown one. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to make designs, but that's like for the next batch of keychains. So very excited about that. I love my keychains. I've been wanting to bring new breeds in. I feel like this is the push I needed because I know there's interest there. So yeah, also it's led to a lot more TikTok followers and Instagram followers. We hit 3,000 on Instagram. I think we're at 3,400-ish right now, which is wild. It's just been growing so quickly. And then TikTok, we hit 20,000. So grateful. It's been really crazy and exciting. So I wanted to update you. And if I didn't already include it in the video, I will insert a clip right here of me going live the other day so you can get an idea of what I was doing. Also on my Etsy, don't currently do wholesale, but I'm not completely opposed to that idea. Chihuahua, thank you, Shauna, for your order. Husky, no healers at the moment. Maltese, Doberman, no Catahoula or Doxy. Rottweiler, Yorkie, I don't have Morkie. Brittany, I don't have. Dachshund, Frenchie. Pitbull, we have gray and brown, Jack Russell. If you're just joining, these are all original designs. 2-inch acrylic keychains, double-sided printed. The front side has epoxy, and the link is in my bio. Akita, no, but I have Shiba Inu. But yeah, follow me over on TikTok for just more content, but also if you want to see when I go live, you'll be notified. And yeah, that's it for updates. It was a crazy few days. But we're back in business. We've been packing orders like crazy. Those bags you saw of keychains are like just from the other day that I packed up. Sorry, I moved my camera because I feel like I was so washed out. But yeah, that's it for the update. I need to go to the post office later. I want to punch needle more. I have a sheet going right now that's just for my own inventory. So I'm going to work on that probably until Sean gets back for lunch. And then he's going to stretch another piece of fabric onto my large frame. I have 2 large frames, so onto my other large frame, and then I can work on orders on there because I have orders that need to go out in like a few days for punch needle, so I gotta get going on those. But for now, let's work on my inventory, and then yeah, we'll work on orders in a little bit.
Took some time to think about what you said. It wasn't right. Intentions we both misread, but pride aside, my actions I won't defend. No. And every time I see you, gotta hold myself down. I'm not used to the feeling, but it's pulling me now. Been losing my mind since the merry-go-round. I lose trying to lie when I feel like I'm found. And now I want you.
It's almost 3 o'clock. It's 2:45 right now, and this is where we're at with the punch needle. But right now, a couple things. First, I have this package that I want to open that I've been waiting to open that I got in my P.O Box a little while ago, and then I'm going to stretch fabric onto my small frame. I thought I was going to use my big frame, but I think I'm just going to do my small frame to work on some large coaster orders. So I'll do that in a second. Also, I just wanted to share, I know that these little bins are really popular, and you can get them from a company called Hay, H-A-Y, but they're pretty pricey, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to share that they also sell them at Joann Fabrics. So I bought like 4 or 5 of them the other day. They were also 60% off, so they were like $2 each. So that's great. I think they're like $15, $12 on Hay. Don't quote me, but they're like a lot more expensive. So, and they're also really nice because, as you just saw, they're like collapsible. And now let me open this package. So this is from another small business. My P.O Box is always in the description if you do want to send your products, and I can share them on my YouTube or on my Instagram. I always share them on my social media. Oh my gosh. This is from Divine Love Bath Co. Her packaging is so pretty. Oh, she gave me a note. Okay, she said, Jessica, thanks for, sometimes I don't know if I should read it or not, but Jessica, thanks for offering to show my products on your channel. My website is having a winter sale up to 70% off. Would love it if your viewers want to check it out. I also vlog about my business on my YouTube. Oh my gosh, I have to follow you. I hope you enjoy the body butter and bath bombs. Love watching your videos. Jocelyn Divine Love Bath Co. This is her card. I'll link her socials below. So her website and social media. Cute. Okay, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so first is this vanilla cashmere whipped body butter. I love this packaging because I'm definitely gonna reuse the container. I use containers like this to store produce, so I'll give it a good wash after. Ooh. Oh, that's really nice. Look at this bath bomb. A little unicorn. Aw, then there's this bath bomb. Little snowflake, and she has all the ingredients listed on the back as well. And that is everything. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. I'm excited to use all this. I'm gonna show you now how I stretch my fabric onto my embroidery frame. We sell embroidery frames, so I think it's important that you can see how to use them, but also just, you know, if you have your own frame or whatever the case and you want to see how that's done. I don't really ever share that, so it's like little things like that I don't share because I'm like, oh, this isn't interesting, but also it's like a product we sell, so I should show how to like get the fabric onto it. So let me show you. So I take my fabric, take my frame, and this is the same exact method whether I'm using a small frame or a large frame. I just lay it down on the fabric, and I do like about an inch, inch and a half around is where I cut the fabric. And now Sean usually stretches the fabric for me because he gets it pretty tight, but he didn't have time, so I'm gonna do it. Then I'm gonna get on the ground so I'm at like the same level. You're gonna lay your fabric over it. And this is in my how to punch needle video. I share how to stretch the fabric. You're gonna pull it and then press down. So I'm pulling it up and then pressing down. And be careful not to poke your fingers. You do that all on one side. And now this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna go back and make this even more like hooked onto the fabric, but it just gets it hooked enough that then you can create the tight fabric on the other side. So now I'm going the opposite side, I'm doing the same thing. Pulling really tight and then pushing down. You can see it's already getting tight. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on all of the sides. And I can't stress enough, these are really sharp. So you really want to be careful. I recommend maybe even using like a glove. It's pretty tight, if you can see that, but it's not completely secure. So just going around and making sure the needles are poking through and that the fabric is not just gonna come off once I start punch needling. And there it is. So it's like tight like a drum, like a canvas drum. And then you're gonna put the frame cover back on it. And I just start with one side. And then I do the opposite sides. And there you go. And this cover isn't available anymore. It's the first release we did of the frame covers, but we have other colors and we use fleece now. But the inside of the covers are duck fabric, canvas, so it really makes it so that the needles will not poke through this cover. So it's super nice. And yeah, we sell these on my Etsy. So I have 4 big coasters that have been ordered. I don't know if all 4 are gonna fit on here. They probably won't. I might be able to get 2, maybe 3, but I'm gonna see what I can fit and trace them on here.
It's not my intention to build up the tension. I've just been fighting to keep your attention. Built armies and navies, thinking somehow we'd maybe just lay down our arms and stop pinning the blame. But we keep launching missiles, the cavalry's ready to burn down these bridges and level your cities. I'm caught in your crosshairs, I know that it's all fair in love and war, but this just feels petty.
It's 5 o'clock right now, and I think I'm gonna be done working for today. I'm just very tired. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what it is, but I've been super like fatigued these last couple of days. Also, I haven't been sleeping like the best. Like my schedule's not the same, so I'm sure that has to do with it. But this is what I finished for the coaster orders. So I did this paw print. She got it in black with a blue background, and then I'll work on these tomorrow. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. It's 9:45. This is the earliest start I'm getting on my work day in a while. It's unfortunate that that's the truth, but I'm starting to get up earlier, like 8:30, because I was sleeping till like 9, 10 o'clock, which is just not, it's not great, especially in the winter where the sun sets so early. I just feel like the days fly by. Also, if you don't mind, I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to tell when I edit this, but let me know in the comments if you notice a difference with the frame. I took my lens off because it broke, and this makes my frame even wider. Well, I don't know if it broke. My freaking camera fell on its tripod yesterday. Duncan knocked it over and the lens was on it, and now it seems like messed up and it won't like stay on my camera properly. So I'm wondering if I need to get a new lens or if this is a wide enough shot. It didn't make it that much more wide. Maybe I'll look for an even wider lens, but what are your thoughts? Is this fine? But anyways, my plan for today, I ended up working on and finishing a coaster last night. So this is an order, and then I have an order for 2 cloud coasters. I drew this one upside down on my sheet because of the way my stencil was. But I'm gonna do this right now. And then I don't know if I'll do it today, but this is one of 2 cloud coasters that's in a punch needle order that has to go out February 5th. Duncan is ringing the bell, so I need to take him to the bathroom in a second. So yeah, start in the morning by doing this coaster. I just made a nail appointment at 2:30. I'm so excited. I'm getting my acrylics off, and then I'm getting dip on my real nail, and I've never in my 24 years of living had my real nails done. Also, I turned 24. I forgot to mention that. I turned 24 last week, and that was amazing. And yeah, I have a couple packages that I need to drop off, so we'll pack those up. And then I'm gonna work on punch needle car coasters today. Also an exciting update. I listed the frame covers for the punch needle frames separately on my Etsy the other day. So you can now order just the frame covers if you already have a frame. And there's 2 color options, pink and navy blue. And then if you want a frame, you can now pick from blue and pink for the covers. So we have new colors, new options with that. And then I also put in my keychain order for all the new designs. I added a min pin, and then I don't know if I mentioned, but I did the black cane corso and brown dachshund as well. I think I showed you those ones. Those are newer. But yeah, let's get to punch needling. I need to take Duncan out, and yeah, hopefully we can finish this cloud pretty soon, and then we can pack up some orders.
Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lay. The sun goes around the state. Can't wait for the long day. Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lay. The sun goes around the state. Can't wait for the long day.
In the sun
baby, like, ooh, it's all another Friday. The sun goes around the day. Can't wait for the long day. 'Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another Friday. The sun goes around the day. Can't wait for the long day.
It's 12:30 right now, and I finished packing up the orders, and I'm about to make Sean and I a grilled cheese to split, and then we're gonna do a workout. This is not lunch, it's just like our pre-workout snack. And then, yeah, it'll be like 1:15, probably like 1:15. Once the workout's done, I'll probably have some more real lunch, and then, I don't know, I might be able to do some punch needle before I head to my appointment. But I will see you when I see you. It's 1:30 right now, and I'm about to leave for my nail appointment because I called them and changed it to 2 o'clock. I'm not really convinced that they write down the appointments. I think they're just like, oh yeah, we have availability, because they're usually, I believe, doing people's nails when they take appointments. So I don't know, maybe they do write them down. But anyways, I changed it to 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna be leaving here in a second. And these are the packages I'm bringing. I just have 3 today. Lately I've been shipping them out, lately as in like the past few months, I've been shipping them out on the day they're supposed to go out, unless it's a keychain order or a punch needle, like the tool, a punch needle order. I realized in my last video I was saying like a punch needle order, which people might interpret as like this being a punch needle order, but I mean like the physical punch needle tool. But yeah, so these have to go out today. There's a bunch that have to go out tomorrow as well. I don't know how long this vlog is gonna be. I might just take it through the end of today because I want to get to editing it and getting it posted, because it's been like over a week, I think, since my last upload. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my nails done. I think I want to do, so obviously these are coming off, I already said that. But I think I want to do pink with chrome. I've been loving the chrome. These have chrome on them. They have like a red chrome, so it makes it like super shiny. I've done like really light pink with chrome, but I think I'm gonna do a darker pink. My mind might change once I'm there, but that's the plan. I will see you after my nails. It's like 3 hours later. I got my nails done, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. I don't know if I already said this. I probably already did because I was so excited. But I've never had my real nails done. Like, okay, I've painted my real nails, but I've never been happy with them. And so now they're like all the same length, and I'm obsessed with them. I got pink with chrome on top, and I did the dip, which I definitely recommend if you're getting acrylics off to do the dip, at least for the first round, because they're like so hard and strong. Otherwise, it'd be super weak and flimsy. But I think I'm gonna continue to get dip for that reason, just to keep them strong and durable, and I'm so excited to keep growing them out. This is crazy to me. I've waited like years and years and years and years to get this. Sounds so dramatic. It really sounds so dramatic. But if you know me, you'd know that one of my top insecurities are my nails. I would bite my nails. I'm like a chronic nail biter, and the like skin under my nails was always messed up, and this is like the best my nails have looked in years. Like, I can't believe these are my actual nails. So yeah, I'm feeling confident about the nails, and I'm sitting here. I also went to Trader Joe's. I went to the post office as well. I'm drinking this like tea from Trader Joe's. It's like already brewed tea. It's in a pretty big bottle. It was only $1.99. It's green tea, and I got the pomegranate blueberry flavor. Look at this aesthetic. This glass is from TJ Maxx with the nails, the ring. Oh, I'm turning into my brand. But now it's like almost 4:30. I think it's like 4:15. And I'm gonna get back to punch needling. I don't intend to finish this all today, but we made pretty good progress. I think I'll at least finish these 2. This one's shot, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this one. It's a little after 5, and this is where I'm at with the punch needle. I finished these 2. And I might continue to punch needles tonight, but I also might just edit for the rest of the night because I want to get this video up as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I really hope you enjoyed these couple of days of my life. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but this is obviously another Off-Season Chronicles. So I need to remember for the future ones to like give a quick rundown of like what the title is, in case anyone's new here. But it's just like off-season of my markets. So I do in-person pop-up events, and that's primarily during the summer months, like the spring, summer, and fall, honestly. So that'll pick back up in May or June. So once we're back into that, the studio vlogs are very much prepping for those markets and making inventory. And so during this Off-Season Chronicles, it's more so trying new things, new products. I do still need to make inventory, fulfilling orders, really trying to get online orders, hence like going live on TikTok. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you in my next video and that you stick around and subscribe.
Even